We'll get right in the middle of it. See if there's not another one right there. You know, there's quite a few guides and outfitting operations in and around the Venice area. We developed a relationship with Billy Nicholas and the Venice Fishing Lodge through Cabela's and Ranger Boats some years back, and it's just been a favorite destination. And there's a lot of reasons why. They've got a program in place that they've had in place for a long time now with some of the top guides and top tournament fishermen that target redfish, and they understand that game. And that's why every year during the fall, I mean, you've got to book earlier. You're not going to get into that operation.
You know, if you want to have a trip of a lifetime, a place that you can make memories that'll last a lifetime, come to Venice and bring your buddy, bring your wife, your dad, your son, daughter, whatever it is. Bring somebody with you, somebody that you can share this experience with, because it'll be a place that you'll make memories that'll last a lifetime. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm nearly 50 years old, and I still to this day can remember being that little, probably about 5 years old, watching that bobber go down for the first time. When you watch this show and you watch me out there, people are gonna probably think, yeah, he's acting goofy, he's acting like a little kid. Absolutely. And it brings out the kid in you when you're out there. I mean, you're just laughing and you're giggling and you're hooting and hollering. And if that ever gets old, something's wrong. Listen to him thumping. If you don't get excited and have fun, then there's no need coming down here. If you don't want to catch a lot of fish and catch big ones and be wore out from fish pulling on you, bruises on your side, don't come to Venice, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to catch a bunch of fish and you're going to have a good time. It brings it all the way back in full circle every time you throw that bobber under there and you pop it and there's a huge explosion and it goes under. It's going to make you a young kid again.
There he's right behind it.
Oh, you got it.
That's so awesome.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. I've caught a lot of redfish in my life, and I understand that you have to pace yourself now. I remember back when I first started, man, as soon as I unhooked one, I wanted to run back up there. And then when I was done, I was like this little, I mean, just a piece of jello. Now I understand that this is a marathon and not a sprint.
Yeah, you know, Wade, he'd always volunteer whenever I'd hook up with one. I'll get the net for you, I'll get the net for you, being the nice guy. He wasn't being the nice guy, he was taking a break, is what he was doing.
You know, you hook one and you take a break and you wait for somebody else to catch one and then you get to run the net. It doesn't look like you're wimping out quite as bad because you're helping, they think, but you're really taking a break.
This is just a 7-foot rod too.
Yeah, yeah, it's just a basic 7-foot rod.
You know, we were using some rods today that this is the first time I've got to use them, the Salt Striker rod. Rigged everything up, got it ready to go. I'm thinking, man, I might be a little understaffed for what we're about to do, because I've done this before. But man, it impressed me, it really held up.
When you start looking at rod selections, and I get asked this a lot of times, people will say, you know, what's a good all-around rod? What covers everything? My advice to a lot of people in that situation is a 7 to 7.5 foot rod, medium heavy to heavy, depending on where you think you're gonna use it the most, and you personally have to answer that, like the Cabela Salt Striker ZX Series. It's perfect for a mix of fishing categories out there. A guy can pick up 1 or 2 rods, maybe a 7-footer medium heavy, maybe a 7.5 medium heavy or a heavy action, and he's got everything covered that he's gonna need. Pair that with a 2500 or a 3000 class inshore special fishing reel by Cabela's, put it on some braided line and a leader, and you've got a combination that's gonna match up for fishing little 1/8 jig heads on jetties for speckled trout, all the way up to tying on, you know, a popping cork and a 1/4 ounce jig head with a soft plastic and targeting big giant bull red.
Yep. To end the day up, both of us hooked up. Wade hooked up first, I think, and then I hooked up. And then when you do that, it's just a fiasco.
I got one in, let me get yours.
With a redfish, you're just hanging on. Whichever way he wants to go, he's gonna go. Woo-wee. We landed them, ended the day perfect. You know, 2 fish holding up for the camera, getting pictures of them. Just an awesome day.
Woo-wee.